Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Figure Finds and Unboxing, I've got a couple packages from the mail, as well as some pickups from my local comic store. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, we are unboxing a couple packages from my local comic store, and then I also got some stuff from eBay and Facebook again, I think. I think one of the packages was just Marketplace, or one of the packages, so the eBay package actually came from a guy that had been posting in the Wrestling Customs group, I want to say. Wrestling Customs 101 that I'm in on Facebook. Just a public group with a bunch of dudes making customs. Dudes, dudettes, you name it. There's a lot of people in there just sharing what they work on, looking for help. It's cool. And then the other package is from eBay. The black box in the picture is literally just a black box. There is nothing in it. It is just a placeholder because the figures that I got from the comic store aren't in a box. They're just in a Ziploc baggie. And I figured I would wait until I actually got to them to show you guys what I got. So I'll stop wasting time. I will get my comic figures out and then, or not comic figures, my comic and collectible store pickups out first. And then we'll take a look at what is in the envelopes. Alright, so here are my comic and collectibles pickups. The MJF is actually from Walmart. I was out hunting for some stuff and came across a Walmart that I swear to God had like 40 unmatched and unrivaled figures. Like the shelf was loaded. On top of the shelf there had to be another like 20 figures. And it was all of the same like unrivaled set and unmatched set. It had a ton of Santanas, Ortiz, a couple Kazarians, a ton of MJF, not a single Chase figure. And I don't know what happened with distribution for the Jazzwares figures. There's so many at my Walmarts, and it's not even close to like like they're not caught up at all. It's not like we're getting new sets. We just have loads and loads and loads of like the first couple sets of unmatched. And it is really disappointing because the newer sets are already like cheap on Ringside. So I will just go insane again next year for Black Friday, picking up all those Jazzwares figures. But until then, I picked up this MJF because I wanted to make an elite custom of him in his dog collar match attire. I don't have like a body picked out. My thought was to use a Bobby Roode torso, basically a Bobby Roode, but I have a couple ideas I want to mess around with. So there's an MJF custom coming in the future in that like green and white attire, so that's why I picked up this MJF. And really I kind of want to like perfect the Jazzwares version of MJF. I don't love what we've gotten of him, so I want to see if I can make that formula a little better. But I thought that this one came with a robe, but I took it off when I was changing his hands, so not a big deal. I probably won't pose him with a robe anyway. The Stone Cold and the Macho Man I did get at the comic store, and I was really pumped to get these. The Macho Man, I know I had this basic a while ago, like when I first started collecting. It was only $5, and it came with the that bandana, and I don't know, it's a basic, so I don't know if it actually came with the bandana originally, but that one came with it. The sunglasses did come with it, and then the old basics have good arms, so I'm going to convert this Macho Man into an elite. I want to say he wore that at WrestleMania 5. I don't remember. Macho Man had so many attires, but I want to convert this elite, or this basic, into elite, and it was $5, so I was like, what the heck. I'll pick this up. And then the Stone Cold is the old Ringside exclusive Stone Cold. So this is the first time that we had gotten that head scan where he's kind of smirking. He's got the red vest, which I don't have the red vest. And really the only difference is the red vest, because we've gotten this head scan a few times now. But it was $10, so I paid $15 for Macho and Stone Cold, and I was not upset about that at all. I'm gonna clean up the Stone Cold, because I don't know if you can tell. I can zoom in a little bit, but the Stone Cold head is pretty dirty. Like, there's a lot of scuffing on it, so that's probably why it was $10. But I was pumped. I didn't look on eBay. I know Stone Cold Elites aren't like crazy expensive, but I didn't think I was going to be able to find that Stone Cold. Like, it's in good shape as far as like moving it around, but it's easy to clean up smudges and everything with a little bit of acetone. I just use Goof Off and a Q-tip, and those smudges come right off. So really happy with these scores here. So now we're gonna go check out what I got in my envelopes in the mail. Next up, I picked up a couple more Cenas. These again were being sold by the same seller was selling these like separate. They were only $9 each. I decided to pick them both up off eBay. I talked about in a previous Figure Finds, I picked up a bunch of Cenas on clearance, and I am trying to just go back and fill in my Cena collection. So Elite 34, I think, is the camo Cena, and I know I still have some of those, some extra hats, because I had this figure in my collection. I think I had a couple that I used for customs, and then I don't know what happened. I think I just ended up using it for customs, because at the time I was like, whatever, I got enough Cenas, I can just use this one. And now that I'm going back, I could pick this one up cheap, and I like it because it's camo, and it's a little, like, we don't have a ton it's different because most of them are just like plain jeans. So I am going back trying to get what I can. These guys were cheap. The other one I think is I want to say it's Elite 50 or 51. I feel like we got a couple Cenas that had like the same shoe, same jeans, but there was like a difference in like the t-shirt or the armbands that were pretty close to each other. I think that's right. I want to say this is Elite 50, like with the set that came with the Rhino with the shoulders that were the size of Mount Rushmore. But yeah, these guys were cheap on eBay. I figured, what the heck, pick them up. $9 for 2 Elites, and in pretty good condition. I wasn't going to complain about. I do need to get a shirt for the blue jeans Cena, but that's not a big deal. I'll just head over to Threadhead or something, get a shirt from him. No big deal. Alright, lastly, we have something I was very excited about, because I don't always pick up accessories. I like to wait for deals or just like good opportunities to pick stuff up. So I got these belts from a seller on the Wrestling Customs page, and the first belt I have up here is the Texas Hardcore Championship, and this I have a very faint memory of. I want to say that Bradshaw may have started it, and then I think Tommy Dreamer had it at one point. I really don't remember. I don't remember why we got this version. I don't think it was around very long, but at the start of the Ruthless Aggression era, we had this Texas Hardcore Championship, and this guy selling them just happened to have one, and I was like, what the heck, I'll pick it up. It was only, I think I paid like $6 for each of these belts, so I didn't spend a lot, $5 or $6. And they're lower quality, like they are leather with like foam plates. You know, the plates are foam, and then they're like laminated, so they're not like the highest quality ones, but they're cheaper. And so far from just like looking around, kind of messing around with them, they're great for the price. I do have some more expensive belts coming that I'm also very excited about, but these were a little more cost effective and just like happened to pop up, so I was like, what the heck, I'll give it a try. Next up here are blue NWA tag belts. So I saw these, so when I looked at the post, he just had like a bunch of belts that he was selling. So I was kind of looking through, I kind of had an idea in mind of how much I wanted to spend, and I saw these tag belts, so I looked up who they belonged to, or like who held them, and obviously a lot of teams held the NWA wrestling tag team, the NWA tag team wrestling championships. So the ones I decided to that I would place these on were going to be my Road Warriors in their like all black attire, their Legends figures. So at the end, I am going to show you guys how they look on the figures. You can kind of see the scale and just how they look in general. But I picked up 2 of these. Obviously, I'm not going to put them both on the screen now, but I got 2 of those. And then lastly, so this is one that I know we're going to get down the line, but I was sick of waiting. So I picked up the AEW Trios Championships, and obviously these have been held by the Elite. They've been held by the Death Triangle. I think that's it right now. I don't think anyone else has won them. I haven't been watching AEW a ton, just keeping up with it loosely, but I wanted these Trios Championships, and it was cheap to get them. Who knows? I don't know how long it'll be until we actually get them, so I wanted to pick them up now so that they could sit on my Elite figures. So I am going to get... I'm going to go grab my figures and put the belts on them so you guys can kind of see how everything looks, and then we will wrap things up for the day. Alright, so there you can kind of see how everyone looks with their belts. We've got our Trios belts, we've got our Hardcore belt, and we've got our NWA belts, and I love them. Like I said, this is it was a good, cheaper alternative. Not everyone wants to drop, I don't know, anywhere from 15 to 20 is kind of typical for some of the higher and like some of the nicer belts that use like the 3D printed plates, which I do. Like I said, I've got some of those coming. And then there's some belt makers that it's even more. It's like 40, 50. I won't go that high just for belt. I don't care that much. I just like having them represented in my collection. And sometimes these cheaper ones like this, they definitely do the trick for me. I've got some New Japan ones that are pretty close to this kind of belt, and there's even cheaper alternatives out there, but to each their own. I'm really happy with these, so last thing I'm going to do is just get everything that I picked up this week on screen, and then we'll wrap it up. So there we have it. That's everything that I'd managed to pick up this week. I'm really happy with this week's pickups because it was all relatively cheap. I don't know. MJF was the most expensive figure because he was just straight up from retail. He was $20. I think I spent like 50, 60 for everything. So all the belts, the Cenas. That might, yeah, maybe my math is wrong. Who knows? The coffee's starting to wear off on me, so maybe someone else can calculate that. But like I said, I really like this week's pickups. Got some stuff I wasn't necessarily looking for, but I just happened to stumble across, like the Austin and the Machos. The Cenas were real cheap, and then the belts are just another cool addition. I always love adding little things to figures that I already have just to make them like a little more special, a little cooler on the shelf, especially those Trios Championships I think are really cool. And hopefully like we get some official ones down the line. I don't know why we wouldn't, but I'm excited to get to my MJF custom. Excited to fix up that Austin, get that cleaned up, and then I always have a lot of fun converting basics to elites, so that Macho Man's going to be a lot of fun too. So plenty of stuff here to give me some work for a work in progress Wednesday, but that is going to be everything for today. Please like, share, subscribe. I always appreciate it. There's more figure finds and unboxing videos. If you want to go back, you can click the video that's about to come up here. And remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy figures. Figure Dude out.